There is no doubt this will be granted, yet what has happened here again has been another totally inadequate and damaging process for the city. It is ironic the despised Tory Osborne has given this gobbled up funding, 75 million national along 25 million of the council taxpayers' money. In a room of just 3, there was no public discussion as to the need or the best operation. The factory lacks clarity as to what part of the art scene in the Northwest or global design aspirations it forms. Angela Brady, previous president of RIBA, and many other critics spoke out strongly against there being no architectural panel or debate. That failure in direction has cost an incredible 1.6 million for the wrong acoustics design. This is a council that decries austerity but where leader vanity knows no bounds. We have had so many star architects enter this process and there was no debate to be had. FOIs were rejected and people disdained to such a degree they were not allowed to see, let alone the debate, the needs or the aspirations of their money in their city. The Theatres Trust now add disabled access is still substandard after yet more changes. On many platforms, professional architect news forums and largely the factory is seen as a complete failure in its design potential. Look over at Reykjavik at the Art Centre with the same £110 million construction costs, where its civic approach was the antithesis to this. Harper is called one of the most incredible concert halls in the world. No one will ever say this about this design. Critics' architectural revival say of the factory, we live in an age where beauty is extinguished, ugliness is celebrated and the soulless promoted. This is a too long leadership whose accomplishment is a fatal mediocrity. Organisations such as the Wonder Inn just needed £20,000 to survive in a rented space. We see more arts organisations being forced out of the city centre and out of communities. We see empty spaces across the city where heritage assets could have been saved and could have become cultural hubs. That money could have gone and so far and helped so many, and yet. Now what will we see? 100 million could have funded 4 decent-sized grassroots organisations for a century. Initial casualties like Panda Arts prophesise the consequences of the factory and what it will likely reap. Like a sponge, this elitist high arts programme could suck funding from where it is most needed and excluding the grassroots. When I ran a Music Legacies Centre debate, David Edison said he didn't know if that could form a part of the factory. So when I met the MIF, the vagueness about the space was desperately concerning. The project is clearly in great difficulty because the substandard changes have come after the groundbreaking ceremony. To me, this is another temple of hubris made by the same failing few. Indeed, I would say it risks being Manchester's equivalent of the disastrous Millennium Dome that endlessly hemorrhaged money. You will no doubt call it a great success, but deep down beyond the double talk, you will know this is a damaged opportunity from an inadequate leadership process. Forewarned and ignored, complicit and corrosive to culture and community, this is the corporatisation and control of the arts. Here we are again in the wrong place with the same names calling all of the shots where failure is presented as success. It is time those who have led design damage on the potential of Manchester for far too long are held to account, if anyone has the integrity to face them.